Oh, that's a poor angle. Oops. Sorry about that. Hello, Lego NASCAR Saints NASCAR fan 14. I think I say that wrong every single time. My apologies. And hello to David as well. Hello to the three of you. Hope you're having a good, what is it, Saturday night? So yeah, Saturday night. Parker, how are you doing? But yeah, I hope everyone's having a good Saturday night. I know I haven't done much this week on the channel. Been busy, but yeah, I thought I'd make it up a bit with a live stream. Thought that'd do good. But yeah, I'm going to talk about this weekend's race at Sonoma. Watched a bit of the Xfinity race at Mid-Ohio. And then tell you my plans for next week. And then, yeah, let me just go to the social medias. Got to tell the Twitters that I'm live real quick. And then we'll be able to go. If this would load. It's not loading. It's quite frustrating. All right, come on, load. Technology. We are live. All right. Sent. All right. Back to this. I read all my comments on the iPad. Yeah, I was really sloppy today. I forgot to plug in my phone, so I had to charge that up enough to get a good amount of time on here. Laptop's almost dead, so I couldn't use that. So today we are using the iPad to read comments. Anyways, to the comments. Hello to Parker. I don't know if I said hi to you already. Hello to Austin. How are you doing? Saints NASCAR fan 14 asks, so who's winning tomorrow? Austin says Truex Jr. I agree with that. You know, Elliott obviously is going to be, he is the favorite according to the betting or whatever. But Truex is a favorite as always. But I think Truex wins just straight up because, you know, Elliott is obviously like right now he's like the guy at the road courses, but you know he's had two good runs at Sonoma. One of them he got a top 5. The other one he was like running second, and then he had a mechanical problem, so he finished like 35th. But he hasn't exactly perfected Sonoma in my opinion. I think he's only been there 5 times, so you know. And obviously we haven't run the carousel layout with the low downforce and the higher horsepower since, or the carousel at all. But anyways, but Truex, something about Sonoma he just has figured out. He won there with Michael Waltrip Racing. He's won the last 2 here with back with Furniture Row in 2018, and then Joe Gibbs in 2019. I mean, they just have this place figured out. I don't know what it is, but they have it figured out. So I'm not going to bet against them in this race. Martin Truex Jr. But I will say this. Chase Elliott will be a contender for sure, but I think there are 3 guys that are being overlooked in terms of the contending for the win. I think that's Denny Hamlin, William Byron, and this one may shock you, but Joey Logano. Byron ran really well here 2 years ago, but at the time he was points racing for the playoffs. He was not looking to win. They were looking to score points, lock in as many points as possible, and so that really screwed their chances at winning. Denny Hamlin, you know, he's improved on the road courses as his career's gone on. He's only got 1 win in 2016 at Watkins Glen. I was actually there for that. But, you know, he's improved. You know, you look at the Daytona road course last year. There was one of the road courses. I think it was the Daytona road course. He ran good there this year, but he's doing slightly better on the road courses. And then Joey Logano. Joey Logano has quietly been really good at the road courses recently. I think he has 3 straight top 5s. He finished runner-up at the Daytona road course. He finished 3rd at COTA. And then last year at the Roval, he finished runner-up as well. So he's been running really good at different types of road courses. So look out for him to be up there contending for the top 5, a top 5 spot, and even maybe the win if it comes down to it. But my pick is Truex, if that wasn't clear. How many wins Jeff Gordon Sonoma? 5, maybe? 6, 4, 5, 6, somewhere in that range. Internet be like, I don't know what that means. I'm gonna try to look up. I thought the Xfinity race was good. I didn't see the full thing. I got to the ending, the last couple of restarts. I thought that was exciting. I don't know how the whole race was, but those last couple of restarts were really exciting. 7 out of 10. MTJ's just dominant. Yeah, I know. He's led so many laps at Sonoma. Do you think Sonoma will be cast? Sonoma's usually been the tame road course race. Like back when it was just Watkins Glen, Sonoma, Sonoma it would still be a good race. It'd be a fun race because I really like road courses. I've always liked road courses, but it used to be the more tame road course. You know, we saw 2016 with Stewart and Hamlin. We saw that crazy ending. We've seen guys try to chase each other down, like in 2014 when Gordon was trying to chase down Edwards. But, you know, Sonoma's never been the chaotic race. It was always Watkins Glen. We had the 2012 finish with Ambrose and Keselowski and Kyle Busch. We had 2011 where David Rudiman flipped. You know, Sonoma has always been the tamer road course, if you get what I'm saying. So I don't think it'll be a chaotic race. There's a late race restart. We might see some strategies play out, old tires or something, and we might see some chaotic pass for the lead, but I don't see there being any like massive chaos. So to answer your question, no. At Mid-Ohio today on the last lap, I saw Herbst going into 1. I told my friend he won't make it back. Going into 2, he spun. Poor Herbst, man. Herbst? Is it Herbst or is it Herbst? Or is it Herbst? I always pronounce it wrong, I feel like. Old Sonoma or new Sonoma? The non-carousel. I like the Sonoma we ran 3 years ago. I thought that was fine. I don't know why they changed it. It's because history and stuff, I guess. But I thought the old Sonoma was fine. I know they ran the carousel layout back in like the 90s and 80s and stuff, but I personally like the whatever they ran in the early 2010s. I personally really like that layout. It created 2 passing zones. The new is underrated. I don't know much about Sonoma. I've only watched 1 full race. Yeah, Sonoma. I love Sonoma because like the elevation changes and stuff, you know, going up that hill through like 1, I think it's just 1 and 2. Then you go downhill for 3, back up for 4, back down for 5. So, you know, that first half of the racetrack, you see a lot of elevation changes. Well, that was the old layout. Now you go through the carousel. I don't know the carousel that well. But then, like on the old layout, you go down the back stretch, and then you make that hard right-hander. Then you go through the S's. I've always thought Sonoma was a fun track. I like Watkins Glen better, to be honest with you, but I still think Sonoma's a pretty good racetrack. Anyone remember 2016, the last good Sonoma race? I remember 2018 being pretty good. I think there was something with like Truex and Harvick with some strategy, mind games or something. Like Cole Pearn told Truex to pit, but he didn't really want him to pit. They had used some code word. And then Harvick ended up pitting, and Truex ended up winning by like 10 seconds. But I thought that was a good race. But yeah, 2016 was really good. Larson is really underrated at road courses. This year, he's done much better than I expected. He had a shot at winning the Daytona road course, but then he wrecked himself. And then Coda, he was going to win if the race didn't get rain shortened. So, other than that, though, I can't look at any road course finishes of his and say he was good, like, at a road course thoroughly. He was running good in 2016 at Watkins Glen before he crashed on the last lap. But Sonoma, he starts on pole and then ends up, like, 13th. You know, so I'm not going to sit here and declare him a good road course racer. I think he's improved throughout his career, and I think with the Hendrick Motorsports equipment, it's helped him out tremendously, but I'm not ready to sit here and tell you he's a good road course racer or a really good road course racer. I missed 2014 too. That was a freaking that was the year. That was my favorite year being a NASCAR fan. So far, I've been a fan since 2010. That's probably my favorite year. That 2012 Glen finish was wild. It was wild. Man, that was a wild one. 2013, 2016 are underrated seasons. I thought 2016 was good. 2013, I'm trying to remember. That was the year that Kenseth and Jimmy had a really good championship battle. That was the year that Spingate happened. Gordon won at Martinsville in 2013. What else happened? I'm trying to remember. I don't know. But I remember 2016. That was a little more recently for me. Yeah. Sonoma is tough to pass. Obviously, the final turn, that hairpin, that's a passing zone. I mean, I don't even know the passing zones on the new course. coming out of the carousel onto the drag strip, like back onto the regular race course, that's a pretty pass zone, I guess. But I don't know. We've only had one race with the carousel. I don't know. The 5th gear with the next gen is gonna be weird. Yeah. I remember there were rumors that like next gen was gonna run Texas All Star. And I was like, no. And I don't know. I'm a little disappointed that they took out horsepower for the All Star race. I mean, it's the All Star race, so whatever. If you're gonna have a crap fest and you're gonna have a wreck fest, it might as well be the All Star race. But at the same time, it's like, man, like we want more horsepower and stuff. So why are you taking more away? It's gonna be like Talladega or Daytona, but at Texas, and with Texas's flatter 1 and 2s, it's gonna be a mess. But I'm still gonna be there. I still plan on being there. I haven't got tickets yet. I did get tickets for Xfinity and Trucks though, so I'll be there next Saturday. Get you some clips for that. But as for the All Star race, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I'm really excited for it. But yeah, I just wish they threw the 2014 package back on there one more time. 2015 Sonoma was a good race. Who won in 2015? Oh, that was Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch won. That was his first win after his broken leg. Yeah, 2015. I remember that. It was Johnson, Gordon, someone else stayed out on that last restart. I can't remember who, but I thought Gordon had a shot at the win, but there was like 10 laps to go and his tires were done and he ended up like 15th. I was really upset. I was like, man, this is Gordon's chance. This is his shot. He ended up winning with that paint scheme at Martinsville, though, so ended up. Sorry, there's like a pop-up thunderstorm that showed up like an hour ago, but you can still hear it as it's going away. Actually, that was a plane. Sorry, something shiny. Also, how much is it due to car versus driver when it comes to Larson at road courses? The car obviously helps. Like, no disrespect to Ganassi, but Hendrick equipment is obviously much better. So, I mean, I think car definitely helps. Larson's already a super talented driver, but I just don't think he excelled. Like, early on in his career, he just didn't excel at road courses, He excelled everywhere else, but road courses just weren't his thing. Saints NASCAR fan says, meeting Kyle Larson is a thing I need to cross off my bucket list. That'd be neat. Yeah, that'd be neat. Once all these COVID restrictions are lifted, hopefully you get that opportunity. Hopefully you can go to the garage or something, maybe get his autograph, maybe shake his hand or something. That'd be cool. He's a great road course racer. Look at his qualifying. He started on the front row 7 times. It ain't his fault Ganassi equipment can't keep him up there. Yeah, I think that's a factor too, the equipment, but like, sometimes it is a fault of their own. Like if you fall back, like if you can't keep up pace, like if you're able to put up qualifying pace, but you lose the lead in the first 2 laps and fall back to 6, I mean, that's on you. So, I mean, if you get punted out of the way, that's something different, but my pick for Sonoma is Chase Elliott and Kyle Busch, Martin Truex Jr., William Byron. It's a good top 1, 2. That's a good top 4. My top 5 in order is going to be Truex, Elliott, Byron, Logano, Hamlin. That's my top 5. I'm going to the All-Star race. Hopefully I meet you. That'd be cool. Yeah, that'd be cool. If you do see me at the All-Star race, wave at me. Say, what's up? I'll be there, so yeah. In 2015, yeah, we went over that. Yeah, I was saying Johnson stay out, and with like 8 to go, Kyle Busch got by him. Yeah, I remember that. I remember the most random races. There's some races that I don't remember, and people are like, "Oh my gosh, you didn't remember that race?" But then there's like the most random, like 2015 Sonoma that I remember, and it's like, why do I remember that race? Like, Kyle Busch's win was significant in terms of like it was his first win since his broken leg, but other than that, it's like nothing major happened. And I guess like, it wasn't like Tony Stewart on the tire barriers in 2011 significant. I don't know. Ganassi held back Larson. Yeah, I think you could say that. He was there for 6 years, and it didn't help that Ganassi was like the second step, like below Hendrick, Gibbs, Penske, Stewart Haas. You know, it didn't help that he was there. If he had moved up into Hendrick equipment earlier, like, that would have been something. If he moved up into Hendrick like 2018, 2019, that would have been something crazy. You know, even those were still like Hendrick's low years. Like they only had 3 wins in 2018. They had 4 wins in 2019, so they were still off. But if Larson was in there, I'm sure he would have improved it. But yeah, this year they're Hendrick's got it down. Who do you think will win the open races to get into the All-Star race? And who do you think wins the fan vote? Very good question. Fan vote, I really want it to be Timmy Hill. I've been voting for Timmy Hill. I hope you've been voting for Timmy Hill. But, man, that's tough. DiBenedetto, he's going to be one up there in the top 3. Who else is in I think Reddick will be up there in the fan vote, but I think Reddick will win one of the stages to get into the Open. So I think Reddick will win, and, you know, he won't have to worry about that. DiBenedetto won a stage last year, but that was at Bristol. You know, he ran good at Texas last year, but with this new less horsepower, it's going to be a little bit more chaotic. So I don't know how he's going to do. So I think DiBenedetto, I mean, I don't even know who the top 10 guys are right now, but DiBenedetto, Reddick, Chase Briscoe. I want to say Chase Briscoe because I really like Chase Briscoe, but the Intimidator. I really want the Intimidator to get in there. And then as for the All-Star race, I'm going to wait till next week to make my pick for the All-Star race. And no, I'm not picking all 8 stages of the All-Star race. Who's going to win each one of the 8 stages? If Elliott gets up there with the greatest ever, would you put him over Jeff? Here's the thing. We say this now, but the fact is we don't know what's going to happen. Chase Elliott may never win another championship again because we frankly don't know. You know, the format could change. Like it's the format. I'm telling you, it's the format. It's so hard to repeat. There's only been one repeat champion in this format, and it's a first ballot Hall of Famer who wins in everything he's been put in, Kyle Busch. It is going to be so hard to replicate some of these records in terms of championships with this format. Unless they get rid of this format, 7 is going to be the record. It won't be broken. No one's winning 7 championships in their career yet. I could see someone winning 3 or 4, maybe even 5 if they get lucky in one of those last races. But as for race wins, I mean, yeah. I mean, right now I have Elliott in the 40 to 50 range in his career. The thing about him, like, as of now, is that he hasn't done anything with, like, Jeff, Jimmy, Richard Petty, Dale Earnhardt. He hasn't done anything like that yet. Yeah, sure, he has a championship, but it's not like he won double-digit races, led 3,000 laps, had 30 top 10s, you know? He didn't dominate last season. He was really consistent last year, and he was really good, and he showed up when it mattered, but he didn't dominate like Jeff Gordon did in the late 90s. He didn't dominate like Jimmy Johnson did at times in the mid 2000s and early 2010s. It wasn't like that. So, you know, there's a lot of ifs. And so that's just so far away, and that's so much has to happen. So I'm not ready to even kind of contemplate on that, you know. There's a lot of things that have to happen. Okay. I bet Stewart is got... Yeah. Dude, Tony Stewart's got to be furious. Because, like, obviously Larson was controversial with, like, picking him up. It didn't matter who you were. You weren't going to get sponsorship. But the fact is, Stewart Haas already has a car getting sponsored by Gene Haas with the Haas car. And, you know, I don't know. But, you know, that was going to be tough. It's going to be tough whoever picked up Larson. And I know Stewart wanted him, but I'm sure Gene Haas didn't want him. He owns an F1 team. He has publicity internationally. He probably didn't want to take the hit. And, you know, and then obviously Ford didn't want him, and I'm sure they're kicking themselves right now. And, of course, Hendrick takes him. Rick Hendrick, Jeff Gordon, they take him. Chevrolet takes him back. And look at what's happened. Hendrick Motorsports and Kyle Larson and Chevrolet are currently on the rise. Stewart Haas Racing, Ford, not all of Ford, but Stewart Haas Racing specifically is doing this where Harvick is carrying the team and is like 6th in points, whereas the rest are outside the top 25 in points. So no disrespect to Chase Briscoe. Chase Briscoe's a really good driver. He's having a rough year. The equipment's not helping, but I'm sure they would have wanted Larson in there. Let's see. Last time Hendrick Motorsports win Sonoma, Jimmy Johnson, that was in 2010, I want to say. I think 2010. Yeah. I said, if not, is he going to get up there? Oh. Well, there's a lot of factors, once again. 2015 Kyle Busch Championship, Mickey Mouse. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I got to go by. Stay safe. See you, Austin. I think I'm late. Yeah, I'm a couple minutes late. But sorry. Bye. Thanks for the questions. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you have a good night. Matty D should be in the 10. Almirola, Tony only hired him for free bacon. No comment. But I like Almirola. He seems like a decent dude. But the fact of the matter is, other than 2018, he hasn't done enough for me. I'm sure he hasn't done enough for you guys either. He's in a Stewart-Haas car. He's in a car that's made the championship for the last 4 years, I think. With the exception of last year. Last year's that was a fluke. 2019, 2018, 2017, 2015, 2014. Like, they made the championship for all but 2 years in one of their cars. All 4 cars have made the playoffs. All 4 cars have won races. And Almirola, like, was barely making the playoffs on points, getting eliminated in the first or second round, and now he's like 5 billion points out of the playoffs. He's just mediocre. No offense. I like the guy. He seems like a really good guy, but he's just kind of been mediocre. I want to see him win. I want to see him do more in a Stewart-Haas car, but the fact of the matter, this year, he's had awful luck. I mean, awful luck is an understatement. He's like 30th in points because he wrecks every week. They need to demolish Texas. No, they don't. Here's the thing with Texas. It's an easy fix. Okay, it's not. I throw around the word easy like it is actually easy, but they have the money. NASCAR has the money. IndyCar has the money. Here's what you do. Throw a few $1 million at it, tear down 1 and 2, and put it back to what it was. I don't know what they were thinking by flattening it. They're like, oh, we made it wider. That's cool. That made the racing worse. It makes it a single groove 1 and 2. Like old Texas 1 and 2 where it was high banked and stuff, where you could actually run the middle and the top. It was so fun to watch. I would go to races there. Some of my favorite races there, 2014, 2015. Incredible racing. But then they were like, let's change it. And now there's only been like 2 or 3 good races there in 8 races with the new pavement. So, yeah. They screwed up 1 and 2, and that screwed up the racing. And the PJ1. PJ1 sucks. Make Texas a super speed. No, they need to do that thing where it's like you make it like a 3-mile track. And you make turns 1 and 2 like Talladega, super wide, super long, but then it's like an egg. And then turns 3 and 4, you go down long straightaway into 3 and 4, and it's like Martinsville in 3 and 4. So you make it like a 3-mile racetrack. 1 and 2 are Talladega 1 and 2. So it's super wide, super long. You're flooring it through the whole corner. But then you go down a long back stretch, and then you drop to like 50 miles an hour in Martinsville 3 and 4. That's just my proposal. Who do you think will have the most wins this season? Truex. Truex was my championship pick. So Truex, he's got 3 wins now. Any of the road courses he could win at. New Hampshire, he'll do good at. Atlanta, he'll do good at. I'm thinking about the summer races. Nashville, I'm sure he'll do good at. Road America, well, we just said the road courses. And then they got that like 2 to 3 week break, and then they go to like Pocono. Truex should be good at. I mean, Truex will be good anywhere they go. So yeah, I think by the end of the year he'll be in the 7 to 8 range. I want to say. I think he wins this week at Sonoma. That'll be 4. He'll win another race this summer. That'll be 5. And then he'll win 2 or 3 in the playoffs, maybe even 4 if he gets hot. Texas Motor Speedway 2014 better than 2020. Fully agree. Though I do like the blue walls. The blue walls are kind of cool. 3 Mile track, good idea. I know, I can't remember. You know, someone wrote an article about it. I think it was NBC or Fox wrote an article about it. They're like, here's what we should do with some of these 1.5 miles. Let's make them unique. Let's make weird turns or something. But here's my proposal. You do that idea I just said. You make like Talladega 1 and 2 and then like Martinsville 3 and 4. But make the start finish line in the middle of the turn. I would love to see like them racing to the finish, like side by side going down the backstretch, and someone just like intentionally like crashing their car trying to drift it through the finish line to win. I think that'd be hilarious. I mean, we've already got a lot of stupid things going on in NASCAR. Let's do Tony Stewart's figure 8 idea. Do you think there will be 16 winners? Right now we have 11. Those 11 are Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson, Truex, Bell, Kyle Busch, Byron Bowman, Michael McDowell. Who else? Help me out here. Who else? I'm missing guys. I'm missing at least 3. Brad, that's 9. Joey and Blaney. There you go. There's the 11. Harvick's going to win a race. Hamlin's going to win a race. So that's 13. Just looking at the schedule. Road America could be a wild card. Something could happen there. Daytona's going to be a wild card. So I guess we can add 2 winners. We'll add 2 wild card winners. That's 15. Reddick has a great shot at winning, and DiBenedetto has a great shot at winning, but I don't think we hit 16. I think 2 for sure winners we see are going to be Hamlin and Harvick, but I'm not confident in saying someone like Reddick or DiBenedetto. I think I could see them winning, but I'm not confident in saying they will win by the end of the regular season. So, no, I do not think we reach 16 different winners by the playoffs. Final 4, Truex, Larson, Byron, Hamlin. That's my final 4. Hello, Landon. How you doing? Hope you're having a good evening. It's like still light out, so I keep on thinking it's afternoon. Imagine if front row sweeps Daytona, like if what's his name? Who drives the 38 now? Alfredo. What if Alfredo wins Daytona? Could you imagine? God, that'd be hilarious. Boy, oh boy, that would be hilarious. Let's see here. Yeah, but the season's been kind of wild. You know, if you think about it, we've had 11 different winners. We've gone to 2 different new racetracks. I know Bristol's not a new track, but the dirt, that was new. And we've had some, I mean, we haven't had much controversy, but we've had some moments that have been like, ooh, ah, you know, Coda, the whole rain controversy, the whole crashes and stuff. Bristol dirt was fun. We had to go back to single file restarts for both of those races. Daytona 500 was chaotic at the end, even though it was boring for like 80% of the race. We had 2 first-time winners in the first 2 races. Hendrick Motorsports is back with all 4 of their guys winning less than halfway through the season. It's been a weird year. Really weird year. How did it feel to see Chase win in person? Initially, it felt weird because it was rain-shortened. You know, the last time I was at a rain-shortened race was Texas 2016. It was actually Carl Edwards' last win. But it felt weird because I was like, man, I really don't want Chase's first win in person to be rain-shortened. But, you know, as time went on after the race, sitting in the car in traffic, I was like, you know what? I've been to the racetrack enough. I've seen my guys get screwed out of wins. I've seen my guys lose races in the stupidest ways. That makes up for it. Not fully, you know, I'll never get over Texas 2014. I was there for that. I still have nightmares about that, but you know, I'm never gonna fully get over that. Matt DiBenedetto, I've seen him like take the white flag twice, and he hasn't gotten it. He didn't get the win both times. So you know, I've seen stuff at the racetrack, and it sucks to witness it when you're there, when they're so close. But that kind of helped for sure to see him win there, and it was so cool because it was like a historical win. It was Chevy's 800th win. Hendrick tied the record at the time, their 268th. But yeah, it was pretty neat. I just wish I got to see Gordon win in person. That would have been neater. But I've seen Jeff Gordon's car, the car he owns, Jimmy Johnson's 48. I saw that win 6 times in person. So I guess technically I've seen Jeff Gordon win in person 6 times. And I don't know if he owns the 5 or the 48 now, but hopefully one of them wins the All-Star race. If not, I hope a Hendrick car wins the All-Star race. I'm trying to get... Right now, I haven't gotten the tickets. I'm going to get them tomorrow. I'm just waiting on some responses from some friends. But I hope a Hendrick car wins because I'm going to be like right at the start-finish line. That's one of the tickets I want right now. They went quickly this morning. Like all 3 sections right at the start-finish line were there. But then I went and checked like 30 minutes ago and they were gone. So hopefully I can get enough responses. Yeah. Do you think Austin Cindric will win a race this year? In Cup? He's got a shot at road courses, but it's too tough to call. Too tough. It's crazy to think McDowell is still in the top 15 in traditional points. Yeah, I know. I've been paying attention to that. I thought he would fall out of the top 16 pretty quickly, but he's been really good this year. He's got top 5s and top 10s at the road courses and stuff. He's got a few top 10s at other tracks, but they've like legitimately been good this year. That was like not a fluke win at all. They've actually been good this year at all different types of tracks. I'm impressed with them. I'm really impressed with the 34 team. They've been kicking butt. I'm proud of Michael McDowell. I'm happy for him. Michael Mc, I'm going to surprise you. That's what they should call him. What's up, NASCAR fan 93-100? Hope you're having a good day, night, whatever time of day this is. Let's see. Golly, I keep on getting like that horror movie ads. I don't like horror movies, so I don't like the movie trailers either. They kind of they give me the shivers. Do you think of Ty Gibbs? What do you think of Ty Gibbs' performance in the Xfinity Series? It's been pretty dang good. He's got like 2 wins and 7 starts. I'd say he's doing pretty good. I don't know what else to say. I don't know how many. There's not going to be a seat available for him in Cup for a bit, but good for him. Yeah, I did see Byron's returning to the trucks at Nashville, and then Elliott is returning for Texas because Elliott's never been that good at Texas since the repave, so he's probably trying to get as many laps as he can. So yeah, that's actually why I got the truck ticket. So this was 2 days ago when they announced it. I was sitting up here just kind of chilling, minding my own business, got on Twitter and saw the news, and I was like, man, wait a second, like, I'm going to be here. Like, I could go to this race. And so I texted my friend. I was like, hey, would you be interested in going to the trucks race with me? Because Elliott's in it now. And he said, sure, just as long as they're not expensive tickets. And I go on, and they're like super cheap tickets, and it's for truck and Xfinity. And I was like, dang, they are getting ripped off. They're ripping themselves off. I am basically getting a super duper cheap ticket for 2 races. Like, what is this? I thought it was a joke at first. So I ended up getting the tickets, and it ends up that it was not like fake. And I got tickets to Truck and Xfinity now, and I'm going to that next week. So cool. Who will win tomorrow? A driver will win. I agree with that, Landon, except I think that the self-driving car will show up and beat them all. So I got you there. No, for real, Truex. I got Truex winning. I remember the days when Denny Hamlin was abysmal on road courses from 2010 to 2015. I don't know where Hamlin finished in any of those road courses because, frankly, at that time I was so focused on Jeff Gordon that I didn't really care where Denny Hamlin finished. Except, like, if Denny Hamlin beat Jeff Gordon, like 2012 Atlanta, then I remembered it, but I don't remember it if he, like, finished 10th and Gordon finished 4th. I picked Chase to win. I mean, that's a solid pick. It's a road course. Do you think most races should be shortened with the exception of Crown Jewels? Texas Motor Speedway and Atlanta Motor Speedway should not have 500-mile races. I think 400 miles is a good length. It's not like not boringly, but like extremely long. It's not like short and quick. I think 400, 350 miles is good for a mile and a half. 600 should stay the same. Southern 500 should stay the same. If they bring it back, the Brickyard 400 should stay the same. But Daytona, they should just make Daytona like a 5-mile shootout. Just do a green-white checkered instead of, why race 500 miles when we can just do a green-white checkered and get all our highlights and crashes right there? That was a joke, obviously. If they ever change the Daytona 500 from 500 miles, I will drive to NASCAR headquarters and I'll tell them to stop, that they're being mean and that I don't like it. And I might like make a poster that says stop making bad decisions or something. But they won't do that, hopefully. I don't know. I've kind of lost faith in their decision making the past couple of years. I'm scared. I'm now scared. What if they actually do change the Daytona 500? You guys got me panicked now. What if they make it like the Daytona 800? Or the Daytona like 492? No, what would be the worst thing ever is if they made it the 28 hours at Daytona 692 miles. That would be scary. Very scary. I know. We were just talking about horror movies and how they scared me. I think I just found something that scares me more. Watch Chris Buescher get a top 10. I am so mad at myself. I picked Chris Buescher to make the playoffs last year because I thought he was going to do good, and then he didn't. And then this year, I picked him to miss the playoffs, and this year he is on pace to make the playoffs. I'm like, why did it have to happen that way? Why couldn't I have done like last year, picked him to miss, and this year, man? I would have looked like smart for a minute. But I'm happy for him. He's from around the area that I live, so I'm happy for him. I like him. He seems like a good dude. Yeah, I'm happy for Chris Buescher. Daytona 500 should never be touched. You know what? What if we move the Daytona 500 to Michigan or Pocono? I think that's what we should do. We should move the Daytona 500 to Pocono. That's my grand idea of the day. It's the same length racetrack. Therefore, they should move it to Pocono. NASCAR executives, I hope you're watching this live stream. You probably aren't, considering there are only 7 people here, but 80% of the fans want it. We want the Daytona 500 at Pocono. I picked Timmy Hill to win. Dude, if Timmy Hill wins a NASCAR Cup Series race, I'm going to cry so much, like tears of joy. I'm going to be so happy. I'm going to like sprint to Daytona Beach to try to like say hi and tell him that he's my hero. Do you think that they should cycle tracks to the finale? Yes. I think that they should do Las Vegas because Las Vegas is an intermediate track. Sure, whatever. But it's a huge tourist destination. It's a major city in the U.S., and it's also like an internationally known city with tons of tourist attractions, as I just said. Sure, it's not like the most most race fans aren't from out there, but people would be willing to travel because, as I said, it's a tourist destination. People would go out there for it. So yeah, I think Las Vegas is a good spot. Where else? I think one of these days they should do Charlotte as the finale. I think they need to, first of all, get rid of the format. Because, now the championship race has so much emphasis on it when it doesn't have to be. It's such a forced Game 7 moment. They're all about the Game 7 moment, but then they force it. It makes no sense to me. But I think Charlotte should get a chance at the last race of the season. I think Bristol or Martinsville would be really fun as a finale, as a championship, whatever you want it to be. you know, short track racing back to the roots and that kind of thing. And then if we want to be really stupid, if we really want to get the highlight reels, if we really want to make the true fans angry and we want to get the casual viewer in, let's do Talladega Daytona Championship 4 race, because why not? Why not? Let's go full stupid mode. But on my serious answer, Bristol, Martinsville, Charlotte, Vegas. Trying to think what other tracks there are. You can't do Kansas. No one wants to go to... No offense if you're from Kansas, but no one's going to go to Kansas for a championship race. I would say Texas, but ever since they messed up 1 and 2, no one likes Texas. Like, Texas gets a good amount of attraction from fans. Homestead, go back to Homestead. I think you should go back to Homestead. Phoenix could be in there. The thing about Phoenix is a good track, and it does have some moments where it has drama, but you can't have it be like the championship every year, in my opinion. So there's my answer. It's a long answer, but that's my answer. What's up, Clemson Carson? It took me a minute to like process. My reading started sometimes. Saints NASCAR fan, hello again. Best race of the year so far? Coda. Dude, I'm telling you, being there was such an experience. Like, not even just the race itself, but the environment, the fans there, the track itself. It's just a great facility, great racing. And, like, there was not a single lap that I was not entertained at that race. Every time they came down into turn 12, I was waiting for someone to lock up the brakes. I was waiting for someone to hit someone, spin out, whatever, pass someone. Great battles for the lead, great battles throughout the field. There was never a dull moment on track. There was always something going on. Yeah, sure, there was controversy with the rain and the crashes, but you know what? NASCAR doesn't have that much experience in the rain, so they're learning. But next year, I hope we go again. Next year, I hope we get a dry track and we run the full circuit again. And I think it'll be an incredible race. I think it'll have a shot to be one of the races of the year. So, Coda is up there. Bristol Dirt was a really good race. So the two new races, they were really good. Martinsville was a solid race, I think. Was it? Yeah, it was. Homestead was a decent race, but it wasn't the race of the year. Let's see what you guys are saying in the comments. Best race of the year for me is Homestead, so that was a good race. Okay. You think Chase is going to win tomorrow? I have Truex winning tomorrow, Clemson Carson. Coda was a wet race gone wrong, but I liked it. Yeah. You know, sitting in the rain is never fun, but when what you're watching is really fun. You kind of forget that you're soaking wet in a poncho with a backpack underneath you. I'm going Chase, even though Truex dominates Sonoma. But, yeah, races. I got to go to the schedule. Hold on. Schedule. Okay. We're going to get this right here. The NASCAR 2021 schedule. I don't have it memorized, but the 600 was nowhere close to the race of the year. I have to update the app. I don't want to update the app because that's going to take 5 minutes. Got to go to like ESPN or Yahoo Sports. Coda was a good race. Dover was a meh race. Darlington was a meh race. No, I don't care about okay. Just let me go to NASCAR. No, I don't want the NCAA basketball. That's been over for like 3 months. Goodness. There we go. Schedule. Kansas was stupid because of that tire caution. Talladega was a good race. Richmond was a decent race. Atlanta, I did not watch. Phoenix was all right. Vegas was good in the first half, but it sucked in the second half. Homestead was good. The Daytona road course sucked. The 500 sucked until the end. So, Coda, Talladega. So the two races I've been to, I guess that's like extremely biased. Coda, Talladega, Homestead, I guess. Those are my favorite races of the year. And then Bristol Dirt. Bristol Dirt. That's actually my number 3. Put Bristol Dirt at number 3. I know Daytona 500 is like usually like the race of the year, but like this year it sucked, which was really disappointing. Pocono Final 4. Yes, let's do it. Truex would probably come out and dominate because I said this, but the last 2 races we said Truex would dominate Dover and Charlotte. He was garbage, so I'm not convinced he's the favorite yet. Truex is going to lead all, what do they have, like 80 laps now? He's going to lead all 80 laps now. NASCAR showed their intelligence at Charlotte during the chat race. I don't know what that means. Talladega. Kansas was a meme. It really was. Atlanta sucked. The 500 sucked. I enjoyed everything. NASCAR fan 93-100. You are like my favorite type of fan. It doesn't matter what they put out there. It doesn't matter what kind of horsepower. It doesn't matter what kind of downforce. It doesn't matter what happens. You just enjoy the sport for what it is. God bless you. You are an incredible fan. You are awesome. I wish I could be like you in that mindset, but my brain sometimes gets picky, and it annoys me sometimes, but that's just how I am. But you know what? That's awesome. I'm glad that you've enjoyed every race this year. I'm thoroughly happy for you. NASCAR showing their intelligence during the truck race at Charlotte. Oh, yeah. That was bad. Someone could have got hurt during that. That was bad. Daytona RC was good until NASCAR screwed over Chase. I mean, you really should go over that because they kind of handed him the win at Coda. They kind of made up to him for it because, like, it was pouring down rain for 30 minutes, but then there was like a 20-minute break where it wasn't raining that hard. But then it started pouring again. But anyways, just get over the Daytona road course. They handed you Coda. They handed Chase Elliott Coda. Are there any tracks that you think should be jealous? Please, enlighten me on what that means, because I'm quite confused. How do you think Sonoma will be next year with the next-gen car? It was always an underrated road course in my opinion. That is like a really good question. No, it's not like. It is a very good question. Sonoma, as we've said, it depends on the layout. If they keep on going with the carousel, I don't know, because we've only had one race that year, 2 years ago, and that was with the low horsepower, high downforce or whatever they had there, and it sucked. So I'm curious. I'm very curious to see how tomorrow does with the higher horsepower, lower downforce. I know that they're, in terms of horsepower, I know that they're aiming somewhere in the 600 range, somewhere from 600 to 650. So I don't, and then obviously the downforce is going to be a factor. How much downforce are they going to put in the car? How high is the spoiler going to be? What's the splitter going to do? Like all this aerodynamic stuff. So it depends on what they do with the car, but the next gen car is designed for, it's designed to race on road courses better. It's designed to race on short tracks better. It's designed for those types of tracks because they are adding more of those type of race tracks. They're going away from the intermediate tracks, and they're adding more short tracks, road courses. We saw that this year. So with the next-gen car being more built towards those kind of race tracks, I think it has potential to be really good. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's going to be the best race next year. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's going to be a great race. You're going to be entertained every single lap. But with the way that it's looking, with the way the next-gen car is going to be designed, the way it's going to look, the way it's going to race, or they're wanting it to race, I expect it to be good. I expect it to be good at Sonoma. I expect it to be good on all road courses because that's the way it's being designed. So I think it'll be a good race. That's my answer. As for tomorrow, I'm clueless. I mean, theoretically, we're clueless for whatever the next-gen car is going to do all of next year at all 36 races, but I'm clueless to that. But I'm optimistic for the next-gen car. As long as they don't give us what they've been giving us on the intermediates the past couple of years, I'm optimistic. Chase is NASCAR's golden boy. Get over the Daytona road course. You think Nashville will be any good? I don't know. I really don't know about that one. It's flat, which if it was flat, if it was like Martinsville flat, like short, tight corners, then be fun. But I am a little concerned about that. It's a little bit of a bigger track that's flat, so I'm concerned it'll be like a Kentucky or something. I know they're running the higher horsepower, but I'm a bit concerned. But I hope it's a good race. I really do. I'm a fan of every driver in NASCAR, even if some are my least favorite. That NASCAR 93-100, you get like a gold star today. You're my favorite person on the internet today. There's so much negativity on the internet, and you are sitting here giving us pure positivity in every way, shape, or form. NASCAR fan 93-100. I don't have a gold sticker, but get a close-up. You get a close-up. This is for NASCAR fan 93-100 only. You get a close-up of the Ryan Blaney 2019 Talladega diecast win. The light reflects heavily off of it. Yeah, so you are the internet person of the day for being extremely positive and awesome. So thank you for being awesome. Let's see. Hold on. They ought to have gave Chase Coda. They screwed him so bad at Daytona. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they screwed him so bad at Daytona, they kind of owed him Coda. So it cancels each other out. There you go. He would have lost at Coda probably if they finished the race. I want to say Larson would have won, but Logano was in third. So Logano might have done something. And Chastain was up there too. Logano and Chastain on a late race restart on the second and third row. Boy, oh boy, that's the one time I would hate to be on the front row of a final restart going into turn one, especially at Coda. That would have been day ended, spin, crash. That would have been something. I like, look, Chastain and Logano are really good, talented drivers, but oh my gosh, they would have done something stupid there. Oh boy. Texas Motor Speedway, Jimmy Johnson versus Jeff Gordon contact teammates. That was 11 years ago. Long time. Gordon versus Keselowski. Thank you, Saints NASCAR fan, for triggering flashbacks. No. Don't you bring up 2014. No. Will a Joe Gibbs racer make the championship for this year? Yeah. I got Truex winning my championship this year, so yeah, I got Truex in my championship for, and I think Hamlin's going to make it too. I think even if he doesn't make it, I think he's got a really, really good shot. I rank NASCAR season 2020 5 out of 10, just a weird season. Oh my gosh, dude. Last year was so weird overall, not just in NASCAR, but in life. It was just weird. 2020 was weird. NASCAR, I'm sorry, Saints NASCAR fan. I always say your name wrong. Saints NASCAR fan 14 says, I enjoy every one of your vids, even if I don't agree with everything you say. Thank you for that. Thank you. That means the world to me. That really does. That means a lot that you're enjoying the content. You're enjoying the NASCAR talk. Even if I say something stupid. I say stupid stuff sometimes. Sometimes it's like fresh off the race and I think something stupid happened. I'm like, hey, that guy's an idiot and that guy's kind of an idiot too. But you know, looking back on it, I might say, okay, maybe he's not that big of an idiot. But nice to know that you're enjoying the videos. High five. Thank you. Who do you think is the most overrated driver in NASCAR? Let me think. He's good. A couple of years ago, I would have said Austin Dillon, but the past 2 years, he's actually been impressing me. He's got a win at Texas. He's been running top 10 more consistently, so I can't say Austin Dillon anymore. He's been impressing me. That's a tough question. I don't know. Last year I would have told you Austin Dillon or even Ryan Blaney, but you know, Blaney got a win earlier this year. Once he gets those multiple wins, I will fully take him out of the overrated category, but I'm not willing to say that anyone's overrated. So, are you streaming the F1 race tomorrow? My boy Leclerc is on pole. Ooh, good point. I will look into that. I don't know. Depends on when I have. If I have something like in the morning, then I don't want to get up early and like watch the F1 race, go do something, and then be like super tired for the Cup race and just like be just completely out of it. So it depends. I'll post something in the morning. Obviously, if you see me live in the morning, then I'm gonna do it. But yeah, I'm not sure. I saw that Charles got pulled this morning. Good for him. Hopefully, he doesn't do what he did last week and like, have a problem, whatever they had last week when they crashed in qualifying. Lemon Larson? I don't get that. What's Lemon Larson? Did he get a sponsor in like the last hour that we've been live? We've been live for 1 hour and he gets a sponsor? Oh, man. Time for me to say something controversial. Oh, boy. Arca hasn't been good this year. Ty is a great driver, but I wish the teams were more equal. Gibbs' team is just much... I haven't watched the Arca series. I've watched like one race, and it was enough for me. It was a mess of a race, and I was like, okay, now I see what they mean when they say Arca breaks. So I don't watch much Arca, so I couldn't give a full, thorough opinion on that. So, yeah, I don't know enough about Arca to give you a full opinion on that. But all I know is that Ty Gibbs has been dominating. Ty Gibbs, obviously, very talked about highly, grandson of Joe Gibbs, but if it is the car, you still got to have a good driver behind a good car. And then obviously we've seen, what's that series called? The Xfinity series. He's been doing great in the Xfinity series. So I don't think you can 100% say he's like overrated or something, but sure, the car could be a factor, but he's winning in Joe Gibbs equipment in the Xfinity series, and he won his first career start, which was extremely impressive. So, yeah. You said it later. Ty Gibbs in Xfinity is truly great, though, so yeah, I agree with you on that. I think it's Bell. He's only been in Cup for 2 years, and he won a race, but he's disappointed, in my opinion. Well, last year he was in the 95. So, that was that. As for this year, he won his second race for Joe Gibbs Racing. He's had a few top 10s, but, give him some time to develop. I'm not going to call him overrated yet. Will Kyle Busch win more than one race this year? Probably. I think. I don't know. I'd like to think so. What's up, Burnin' Ruber? Hopefully I pronounced that right. Hope you're having a good evening. I like Bell, but I see him being replaced by Ty Gibbs in a few years, honestly. Oh, boy. It's Eric Jones all over again. Oh, no. Hit the brakes, Burford. Oh, man. Ty Gibbs is better than half the Xfinity roster. Is 20 really that good? Are there any tracks that you should jettison? Oh, boy. Hold on. Got to get the Googles out here. Make sure I'm not, misinterpreting a word. I'm assuming that means, kicked out. To throw or drop something, abandon. Okay. So, yeah. To get rid of something. Texas should only have one race. I love Texas Motor Speedway. It should only have one race, though. Ever since they messed up 1 and 2, they deserve to lose a race. Pocono should only have one race. Michigan should only have one race. I'm going to say Daytona Road Course. Both races there have been bad. Get the Daytona Road Course out. Put some other Put some other road course on there, but Daytona road course, no. Get that out, please. No, thank you. It just seems like Gibbs has a history of wasting their young drivers, with the exception of Hamlin. Logano they had. Jones they had. Well, Jones, he's still developing. He could still do something in a few years. Who else did they have? I'm missing some people. I have Byron winning at Sonoma. The rest of HMS hasn't figured it out yet. What? I will give you Byron winning Sonoma. He did really good there 2 years ago. I think he's got a really good shot, so I 100% agree with that. I think that is a high possibility. As for the second half of that statement, the rest of HMS hasn't figured it out yet. Please do explain, because all 4 of them have won, and all 4 of them have been good on every single racetrack this year. Bowman led at COTA. Elliott won COTA. Larson was top 5 and leading at COTA. Byron was up in the top 5 at COTA before he got wrecked. And that's for the Daytona road course. Larson had a shot at winning if he didn't wreck himself. Elliott led 40-something laps, and I think Bowman got a top 10. I don't remember what Byron did, though. But please do explain. I really want to see what you have to say for that. Who is winning, Kevin Harvick or Denny Hamlin first? I want to say Hamlin. But, man, I also want to say Harvick. So, we're going to get this Jeff Gordon commemorative coin. If it lands on Jeff Gordon, which is heads, then Hamlin. If it lands on tails, it's Harvick. Let's see. It is heads, so Denny Hamlin will win first between him and Kevin Harvick this year. That was the most, whatever. But, yeah. Yeah, we'll go with Denny, I guess. Let Bell develop, and he'll be a championship contender in a few years. I could see that. Obviously, they've got a really strong stable over there at Joe Gibbs Racing with Hamlin, Truex, and Kyle Busch. So, but yeah, I don't know. It's tough to say. We need to get rid of Pocono altogether. I absolutely despise that track. A doubleheader there makes my eyes hurt. Golly, that's cruel. I like Pocono. Sure, the racing there recently hasn't been great, but like 2017, I remember there being a good race there. Or was it 2018? 2018 or 2017 had a good race there. 2015, the race I went to was amazing there. It's my favorite track on NASCAR 2011, the game on the Wii. I just wish that it was back to the days when they actually had to shift and stuff between the different turns and stuff, because that was fun to watch. It was like a road course, but in an oval or a triangle, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, cool. I hope they keep Pocono. I disagree with you on that. Man, I hope Eric Jones gets sponsorship soon. It would be a shame. It was a shame to have him unsponsored at the 600 and for a large part of the season so far. Yeah, I like Eric Jones. He seems like a really good driver, really good guy too. But I just wish the best for him. I really like Jones. I'm a bit late, but hi. Hello, NASCAR Stop Motion and more. Oh, wow. We've been going on for an hour and 5 minutes. Time flies, guys. Sorry about that. I meant it Sonoma, my bad. All right, I'll give you that. The 24 and the 9 were really good there 2 years ago before the 9 had his mechanical issues. And the 24, he had a winning car. It's just that they were points racing. 2019. I don't remember what Johnson and Bowman did there, so it must not have been good. I know Hendrick Motorsports has 269 wins in the Cup Series, but come on, Petty Motorsports got 268 with only one car. Petty Enterprises, that was back a long time ago, and they did that over 40 years, and Richard Petty got 200 of those wins, so different story. Pocono is decent. We all remember Blaney versus Busch and also the crazy fuel mileages. I was there for that crazy fuel mileage race in 2015. That is still one of the best races I've ever been to. I think 2019 Talladega is the best I've ever been to. And then second has to be Coda or the 2015 Pocono fuel mileage. Because, like, on TV, they're telling you who ran out of fuel. But at the race, even with the radio, like, I didn't know who was on what lap. I didn't know who had fuel and who didn't. All I know is that Jeff Gordon was 15th the whole day and finished third in that race. Because I remember looking at the scoreboard and seeing him 8th. And I was like, oh, he's going to get a top 10. And then they get to the line and he goes to 3rd. And I was like, let's go. That's the best I've ever seen Gordon finish in person. And then I heard Matt Kenseth won. And I was like, what a random winner. But that was some race, I'll tell you. Like, that whole, I think the majority of that race is still in my head. I remember Kevin Harvick was side by side with Kurt Busch for the lead going into 3, and he blew his engine. It was the most random thing. I remember Casey Kane crashing on the pit road. I remember Dale Earnhardt Jr. spinning in turn 1 and rallying back for 4th place. I remember Kyle Busch on the last lap driving by without fuel. Dead silent, dude. There was nothing. The engine was completely shut off. That was a thrilling race. 2017 had a good Pocono race, and Blaine, you guys first one. Yep. I like changing the format hurts the sports. I think changing the format hurts the sport's legitimacy. Yeah, dude, I'm sorry. Like, I get that changing the format back would be another change, and people will cry about it, but they got to get rid of this format. It's so bad. It's screwed so many championship runs up. It's screwed up so many seasons. I understand wanting to have your Game 7 moment, but you can't force it. You can't, like, 2011 is going to be an iconic season. It's going to be an iconic last 10 races because it came down to the last race and who finished better because it was naturally built. It wasn't forced. It wasn't like Stewart and Edwards got there and, you know, because NASCAR decided to reset the points. They had made it up there those last 10 races as I got low power. Oops. So, like, stuff like that, you know, the 1992 championship with Kulwicki, Elliott, Allison, you know, those 3, that was an iconic championship. So, I hate that they force a Game 7 moment. Bell versus Elliott, great rivalry. If there's going to be a rivalry, I want it to be like Elliott and Logano because they're like complete opposite. Everyone loves Elliott because he's the most popular and everyone hates Logano. So, like, last year when that Bristol thing happened, I was like, oh, please take off and do something. But then after Homestead, nothing else ever happened. Like, someone say something about it. Say his shoes smell so much and that he needs to wash his shoes. I don't know. Just insult each other. Like, don't take, like, deep personal shots, but be like, yeah, that guy's bad at race car driving or something like that. I don't know. Make something. You're going to sell more T-shirts anyways if you start, like, a rivalry. Look at golf. Look at Koepka and DeChambeau. I'm not saying, like, you got to punch each other in the throat. I'm not saying you have to, like, go at each other's families. Just, like, you know, kind of go behind closed doors and say, hey, you wrecked me last week, but you want to make this into something so the fans can enjoy it? I don't know. I remember the Casey Kane pit road crash. I remember it too. It was very weird. I think that was like my dad, he's not like a super big NASCAR fan, but he knows what's going on when he watches a race. And, you know, he was like, I remember his reaction. He's like, I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. I was like, I've seen stuff like that, but that was like from a long time ago. And then they ended up extending the Pocono wall on the inside so that it couldn't happen again. The championship race is usually uneventful under this format too, except for 2016. Yep, that too. That annoys me. I went to the 2017 and 2018 Auto Club races, 2017 Larson and 2018 Truex winners. 2018 I remember was kind of a meh race, but I think 2017 was decent. One of them was decent, one of them wasn't. I can't remember. From TV's perspective. Could Kyle and Chase... Kyle isn't Kyle Larson or Kyle Busch? Because I actually have a really interesting take. have a Jeff and Jimmy rivalry. I would like, I don't want them wrecking each other or getting super mad to where it's like, you know, like in F1, like with Rosberg and Hamilton, where they don't even want to talk to each other. But I would like to see like a Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott, like internal Hendrick Motorsports rivalry. Like all four are really running so good that it's kind of hard to focus on two of them right now. But like if it ever did get to that point with Larson and Elliott, I would love to see like a little rivalry there. Nothing too much, you know. I don't want to see them like seeing each other and be like, oh, go away from me, I don't like you. But, you know, I'd like to see them, be rivals a bit, I guess. Like Jeff and Jimmy, like you said. So, yeah, I would like to see that. Picks for F1 tomorrow. You know, I've yet to go bold on an F1 pick. I've always picked Verstappen, Bottas, or Hamilton. Tomorrow, we're going with a bold pick. We're going with a really bold pick. We're going for a second career win. Pierre Gasly, the French dude. French guy's going to win it. Pierre Gasly is winning the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Write that down at 8:47 p.m. Central Time. United States, Pierre Gasly is your 2021 Azerbaijan Grand Prix winner. Bottas is starting like 10th. If Bottas wins, I'll be happy. He's gotten screwed so much this year. I feel bad for the dude. And some of it's like not even his fault. It's his own team's fault. I'm talking about Larson. Okay, cool. You could just call it Baku. Oh, Baku? Is that what they call it? Like, I see them call it that, but I didn't know. I don't know if that's like the city. I think it's the city. Baku is chaos. I find F1 boring. Yeah, F1 can be boring if you just like turn on a race randomly and you have no idea what's going on. Like I did that a couple years ago and I was pretty bored. But if you like actually like kind of invest into it, like you go watch the documentary on Netflix, you do your own research, you kind of see what the fans are saying, you look into who the teams and who the drivers are. It's actually quite interesting, you know, all the different pieces and aspects that go into a race weekend. And a race team and stuff. I think it's very interesting. So I'm glad I got into it. I wish I had gotten into it earlier, but I enjoy it now. I've been watching it since August of last year, I think. I think the first race I watched was... The first like highlights I watched was when Hamilton blew a tire out of the lead at Silverstone. I didn't watch Gasly's win. I slept through that. But then I think the first race I actually woke up and watched was the Russian Grand Prix. You need to watch the first lap to get fully... Yeah, dude, first laps are crazy. First laps are just absolutely chaos. Like the first laps are just crazy. Which two drivers would you like to see have a great rivalry and have it go on for a long time like Logano and Hamlin? If Elliott had more of a personality, I would say Elliott and Logano. But a potential hot take coming in. Bowman's got some personality. I tell you what, if he starts winning a lot, like if he starts winning 4 to 5 races a year and starts competing for championships consistently, dude, Bowman's got some personality. I would love to see Bowman and Logano or Bowman and Kyle Busch get into it. That could be something. That could end up being like... That could be something down the road. Or like if Gragson ever came into a big cup team and he started to do really well, I think Bowman Gragson would be something. Logano Gragson. If Gragson gets into cup and gets into a really, really good car, he'll make something. Imagine that long-ass straightaway at Baku with the 2014 package. Dude, Baku's front stretch... I've seen like video games of it, and dude, like it's hilarious. They get DRS, and you know they get the draft and stuff. They're going like 235 miles an hour, and then they slow it down to like 70, 80 miles an hour, and like that. And I'm like, how do you do that? And then like I know like Verstappen and Daniel Ricciardo crashed there a couple years ago when they were both at Red Bull. When Ricciardo was at Red Bull, dude, I can't imagine going 230 miles an hour and crashing into your teammates. F1 is a lot different to NASCAR, but I personally enjoy both sports, and the battles in the midfield this year in F1, the championship battle has been so fun to watch. I got into F1 from the games. Yeah, you see? Yeah, I tell you what, the championship battles, but like last year, the battle for third in the constructors, that was about it. That's the only thing I like paid attention to in terms of like championship, because Hamilton had a 2 mile lead on the championship. Second place was like Verstappen and Bottas, and it was whatever. But dude, that battle for third in Abu Dhabi between Renault, McLaren, and Ferrari, that was fun. That was really fun. And McLaren got it, I think. I like McLaren. I like their drivers. I like their CEO, Zach Brown. I like McLaren. And they got a lot of history. I tell you what, I've been doing some research on F1 drivers and stuff. Dude, Senna, what a freak. Like, that guy could drive a race car. Senna was a different level from what I've read in different articles, different stories, documentaries, like, you know, highlights of him, like laps around Monaco and stuff. The guy was... He wasn't human at times. It was crazy. Who do you see being the heel after Kyle Busch leaves? Kyle Busch has still got another few years in him, so no call on that. My favorite Pocono, Jeff Gordon 2012 rain. I remember where I watched that. We were at, over the summer, we went to a friend's lake house. And it was, we had just gotten rain there, actually. And so we had brought in the boat for the day, and I ran inside to see what was happening in the race. And I was like, I looked it up on the phone. Gordon was leading. Why is he not leading anymore? Because they had Casey Kane being interviewed in the ESPN booth. And I thought that meant that Casey Kane was leading. I was like, no, Jeff Gordon. I thought he was leading. Kane was second. Did Gordon pit? And then they, like 2 minutes later, like, the race has been called, and Jeff Gordon won. And I was like, let's go. Dude, Gordon's wins. I'm going to make a video one day of like, because I was a fan from 2010 to 2015. I'm going to rank all the wins that I saw Jeff Gordon have when I was a fan. One of these days, I'm going to rank them. F1 and NASCAR are both entertaining to me in unique ways. I 100% agree NASCAR stop motion and more. I only saw the last 5 laps of the Xfinity race. I personally enjoy road course racing, and the technical stuff in F1 drew the interest to me. I do too. Like, I've always enjoyed road courses ever since I became a NASCAR fan, like 11 years ago. I've always enjoyed it, but like in terms of other racing, like other drivers, other cars, whatever, I never got into it until recently, and I wish I had gotten into it earlier because it's so interesting. You know, F1, it's such a lighter car, you know, so much more, I don't know what the technical term is, but, you know, they're able to accelerate much quicker, brake much later into a corner versus NASCAR because the stock car is heavier. The gears are longer and stuff. You know, F1 has like 8 gears. You know, they shift so quickly. They got those, I think they got the hand shifters, the paddle shifters. They go, tan, 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 tan. Whereas NASCAR is like super slow shifting. So I've always found it super unique. Remember when Casey Kane won Pocono? I do remember that. Imagine a NASCAR race at Baku. Imagine a NASCAR race at Monaco. Or no. Spa. Dude, Spa, like turn 1, that hard right going downhill and then going up. What's it called? Irush, or whatever they call it. I don't know how to properly pronounce that, so I'm going to do a funky accent to make it seem like intentionally wrong. And then like going back up the hill. And then, like, going, like, the second half of the track is literally just, like, downhill until you get to that long straightaway before the final chicane. Dude, that is one of my favorite racetracks on that Real Racing 3 game I play. And they said that NASCAR was going to have Spa this year. And I was like, and then they didn't. And I was mad, man. I was so mad. Watkins Glen or the Roval? Watkins Glen. Explanation would be too long, but Watkins Glen. Road courses and short tracks are 2 favorite types of race tracks. I 100% agree. F1 cars are lighter and have a lot more downforce than NASCAR does. I think that's the term you're looking for. Yeah, something like that. Imagine NASCAR at Monza. That would be something to watch. Ooh, boy. Hold on. Okay. I'm running out of battery on my phone, so like 5 minutes left. Yeah. It's not even French. I don't even know why I'm trying to... It's like Belgium. I don't know. Which of these would most likely be a rivalry if it does happen? Blaney and Elliott or Kyle Busch and Byron? Busch and Byron, I would lean towards the Busch and Byron because, okay, gosh, phone, no. Yes, I know. I don't see Blaney and Elliott happening because both of those guys are way too tame and they're close friends, so that won't happen. But Kyle Busch and Byron, I could see. F1 at Bristol. Hey, they are gonna. There's reports that F1's looking for a second race in the U.S. for this year to make up for the Singapore Grand Prix. Why not? No, let's do it at Martinsville. Let's force them to beat and bang. See, dude, Maze Pin is gonna have a freaking time at Martinsville in F1. Maze Spin is gonna turn into Maze Wrecking Ball. Golly, he is such a meme. He kind of deserves it, but he is such a meme. F1 at Bristol, F1 at Dover, F1 at Daytona, NASCAR race at Eldora. No, F1 race at Eldora. Heard Indy is a possibility for the second F1 race. Not sure how true that is. Dude, I hope they don't get rid of COTA. COTA was literally built for F1. If they lose that, I feel like then COTA won't survive on its own and they won't fund it. NASCAR won't want to buy it. So if they don't get the F1 race, I'm going to be really concerned for their future. F1 cars are wider than the entire Martinsville track. Oh, boy, yeah, those cars are pretty wide. Maze Spin. Come on. Maze Spin. There we go. Will you go to an F1 race at COTA in the future? I really want to. I got to get the money, though. Got to work some more. Got to get some more monies. So, because, it's in Austin. If I was closer to Austin, then yeah, sure. But, like, when the F1... when the U.S. Grand Prix is there, I'm too far away. So, but I would love to get there. All right, I'm gonna call that a day on the live stream. My phone's low on battery. I had a really good time though. Thank you for everyone who showed up. Once again, thoroughly enjoyed this time with you guys. I need to do this more often now that I have more free time. I will try to do it more often. So I hope you have a good rest of your day. Hope you have a good rest of your night. Hope you enjoy all the racing that goes on tomorrow. We got the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, Baku in the morning. We've got Sonoma in the afternoon. That'll be a really fun race. And then, yeah, I just hope that everyone has a great rest of your day and enjoys the races tomorrow.